Hello, give me 1 sec to share this. I haven't been live for a little while, so bear with me. I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. We have a lot going on energetically as well. One more, hang on. Alright, we have a lot going on energetically. We have a full moon going on coming up. It's going to be the 25th, so it kind of varies where you live, what day of the week. So a lot of you guys are starting to feel this moon energy. For me, what that looks like is usually it makes me tired. I feel the upgrades. I just don't sleep as well. So I'm not a fan of the moon energy, but I am aware that it's really good for manifesting. So whenever there's a lunar event, I just really pay attention to that energy and try to utilize it to the best I can. So right now, everyone should be working on manifesting, starting from like now until like a day after the full moon. This moon will be in Gemini, so the truth's kind of coming out on a different level. It's making people speak a little more honestly, maybe a little more sharply, etc. So I'm seeing a lot going on in the online spiritual community because of it. I think it's really important to remember that everyone's at different places in their life. We've all had very different experiences, and maybe before snapping on people, we should give people more of a chance. Maybe we had to start seeing everyone as God, everyone as divine, and in changing our perception and our perspective, the things that we see will change. So just be really aware that everyone around you is God, everyone is divine around you, and try to treat people a little bit more accordingly. I don't know, my truth comes from all different religions and places, and even off-world places. So my truth really expands and transcends many different religions and paradigms. And I think the one thing that all these religions have in common is that they're writing religious scriptures to articulate a person's spiritual experience. I think that we need to put those all aside and start to have our own spiritual experiences here. This place, this matrix is so amazing that I can create my own world right here, and so can you, and they can be very different. And in taking control of our own personal worlds and what we're doing and what we're seeing will affect the collective. We're not going to really go out and like change the world like we think per se. We're not going to go fix this structure. It's not meant to be fixed. We're supposed to transcend it. So we just have to be more aware of what we can do to change our own lives, what we can do to fix our own lives. Because a lot of the time we're so hung up on we want to change the world, we want to fix the world. And it's important to remember that we live in a hologram, so a lot of what you're seeing isn't real. A lot of it's illusion. All of the world leaders, they have the same employer, and so you're constantly seeing these dramas on the world stage. Right now we have a North Korea drama, and then before that we had the Russian drama, and I'm sure we'll have the Russian one next again, and they just kind of switch places, and they like to siphon fear out of people. And you're seeing these kind of manifest into real life too. I believe we just had another thing in Times Square, just these little dramas to elect your energy and to take your energy. Well, I'm sick of being a battery, and I'm not giving my energy to anyone unless I choose anymore. I'm becoming more conscious, more aware, and more aware of how important our energy is. So I think it's important that we come to a place where we can respect everyone's beliefs, no matter how different they might be. I don't know, let's throw one out there, I'm not going to be vegan. And maybe the vegans can learn how to get along with me. Maybe we can respect each other's beliefs. I'm never going to be Muslim either. Maybe I can still get along with those people of that faith. It doesn't matter. We have to find a way to come together. We might not agree on what food we're going to eat, but I bet we can all agree that we don't like the way our food's being prepared, handled, or whatever. We have to find a common ground. We're all brothers and sisters, and we've just been divided and divided and divided and split up and put into these groups and these categories with these languages and these religions. I hate to be the one to tell you, but a lot of these religions were reptile made to divide us furtherly. So if there was one universal creator, like I believe there is, I don't think they would really approve of where any of these religions have taken humanity. And I'm going to get into that in my news. So bear with me. I'm going to do a couple headlines. I don't really have a lot of news. I'm just kind of trying to get back in the swing of things, and I'm feeling the lunar energy. So bear with me. I have a couple headlines, and then I'm going to do some cards. So comment if you want a card. All right, we have Colombian streets are filled with rainwater after several severe rainfall caused a river to burst its banks. The rain is a result of a cold front that caused a strange weather pattern to emerge. Weather forecasts predict the strange weather pattern will continue into the next week. Okay, this is a mix between HAARP and natural weather conditions. So the reason why I'm back today, and you could limit the angry faces because I'll come remove you after anyway, so if you want to limit them, that'd be great. So anyways, but literally we're gonna see crazier things because whenever there's a full moon, it really just picks up the intensity of the weather. I should have taught you guys that by now. So I'm back, and there will be crazier weather, and it will just pick up intensity till after this full moon. So we're gonna see a week of extreme weather conditions. I like to be the one to tell you that no one is exempt from this globally. It doesn't matter what faith you are, what you believe. Your body is being upgraded, and you're being hit with the same energy as me. Whether or not your body takes it the same way as mine is up to you. That's a free will choice. But we're being hit with the same energy on a planetary level. This is a good time to say, I saw this post in the New World Earth United group where someone was talking about why do people hate Americans, and they were burning the flag. I would like to say that there's problems globally. It doesn't matter where you live at this point. There's problems globally with every country. They all have the same leaders at the top, and it's just a small handful of people running this entire planet. So there's problems everywhere. That's why it's never been more important to use your free will to transcend all of this, because we keep kind of reincarnating back here on a loop, and you just have to be sick of it. You just have to be sick of this material world after a while, and just know that there's something more that you can tune into. And God is love, and it's also a frequency that you can tune into. The most spiritual thing that you could be doing is getting outside, getting into nature, becoming one with nature. How about staring at the moon, watching a sunset, going to the beach, being nice to your kids, being nice to your significant other. Those are some of the most spiritual things that you can be doing, is just being nicer to people and getting out into nature. But you're going to see that there's a lot of geoengineering going on, and they haven't really studied geoengineering in depth. They even say, like with chemtrails, oh, we don't know what that does to humanity. They say they haven't studied it in depth, but they really don't know what they're playing with in a scientific kind of regard. They don't know what they're doing. And so when you like hit a certain area with HAARP, there's going to be repercussions in other areas. So we're really seeing it's just kind of picking up this extreme weather that we're already having and making it so much crazier. So get ready for some big storms. It doesn't matter where you live globally. Giant snails were found in the Akash region of Peru. Officials don't know how or why they got there. Giant snails like this are potentially extremely toxic. Officials have told the residents to kill them with salt water, but they have to dispose of the remains. African giant snails are among the world's most dangerous animals. They spread bacteria and parasites through their eating habits. Heavy rain and flooding brought these snails in. We're seeing crazy things going on by California and Arizona with droughts there. We're seeing droughts in India. Worldwide, we're just seeing crazy weather. And I will tell you, this year will be the most extreme for weather. Hundreds of thousands of dead fish washed up in Jersey Shore River. The reason's unknown. An oil spill thought to be responsible for another massive fish die-off in Trinidad and Tobago. We had a magnitude 6.5 in the South Atlantic Ocean. It's the 6th major quake of May and the 30th in that region for 2017. Well, we're about to see some extreme earthquakes too. I don't want to get into these attacks or false flag attacks, but I want to mention, because my goal is to liberate people from this plane. It's not to spread fear in any capacity. I'm trying to teach people how to let go of fear and to show you that the fear is an illusion and you've never had any reason to be afraid. And it's kind of like the elite are playing mirror tricks and we can't feed into this anymore. But there was a terrorist attack in New York City where a car flipped over and hit a bunch of people. You're seeing a war on consciousness, and you're about to see more of these attacks everywhere, in case you didn't notice. But this man said he did this for God, and that God told him to do it. I think this is a really good time to touch base on negative entities based on that statement. Because I'm seeing that in the spiritual community too. God told me this. God told me that. Okay. As someone who's learned how to listen to the universe and to become quiet and to access different realms of information, I just want to tell you, God would never tell you to kill anyone or to harm anyone. God is love. God is compassion. So it might be a God. I don't like the word God because there's many gods, but the Creator would never tell you to harm anyone or hurt anyone. Maybe you need to check the message against what you know, because God didn't tell this man to kill someone. Definitely a negative entity did. Our vibration is going to determine, we're all spiritual containers of a sort, and it's going to determine what can come through us, what can channel us, what can influence us, etc. So this is a really good time to say that if you have a low vibration, chances are that you have entities influencing you or attached to you. I'm seeing it all the time. If you have a mental health condition, there's probably like a 98% chance that it's really a negative entity attachment of some sort. So we're seeing humanity has never been influenced like this so much before. Our vibration and our choices are going to determine what can attach to us, what can control us, what kind of contracts we have. I think this is another, I have a lot to cover this video, sorry. I think it's an important time to say too that that we contracted to come here, we volunteered to come here to help others. So I know a lot of people are saying you can't save the world, work on saving yourself. We didn't have to save ourselves. We didn't even have to come back here. So it doesn't even resonate or make sense with me. We're actually supposed to be saving other people here. We're supposed to be leading by example and being a good example. I think it's really important that people realize that we need to lead by example. And we're going to seed this planet with love and compassion. That is our mission in any regard, and you can do it any way you like. You can do it with anyone you like, but that's our real mission, is to seed this planet with love and compassion. And it might seem like we're not getting anywhere, but we are. We are. People are waking up. Consciousness is changing and shifting every day. Every time someone wakes up, an old timeline collapses. So just be more gentle with people. People are at different levels. And a lot of the people around me are very awake. I would say tomorrow's spiritual leaders. Just be more gentle with people. We're learning that words have a lot of power. Literally. Like right now, I'm casting spells. I'm not a witch. And I wouldn't be very good at it, but right now my words are casting spells. My words are powerful. My words are shaping the reality that I'm seeing around me. So I want to speak more kindly to others and to myself. I want to be more mindful of my talk in my mind so that I'm aware that I'm talking with the universe anytime that I'm having thoughts. I want to try to be more positive so that I see more positive results. So I'm just really working on in my own life on programming myself to be more positive and to be like consciously manifesting instead of just kind of manifesting on default. So this is a good time to say right before I do cards too that the link to our website's above, and I will be here for healing work and Reiki students. So check out our site too. We have a lot of articles and just stuff about our awakening. I'm always trying to write stuff on there. I'm going to write a full moon article too today for you guys. Let's see, Ali Minaj, Triumph. Literally, you're so successful and triumphant in everything that you're trying to do right now. That's why I'm trying to just jump right in. Hi, I'm back. It's Monday morning. I'm trying to just jump into this energy anytime we have it because it's really kind of going to kick you around like a hamster in a ball. So you may as well just jump into it and learn how to use it for your benefit. Go make big changes. Go make big decisions. Work on manifesting the things you want. We have to really be careful during this moon energy that we're thinking about what we want, not what we don't want. Because right now, we're just much more powerful. We don't have to focus on the old paradigm. It's already crumbling around us. Trust me, I'm going to have crazy news. Today was kind of boring, but I'm going to have crazier news as the week goes along. I can already see it. and see the events that are going to unfold, and every time it just gets crazier and crazier. It's not even debatable. Earth, wind, and fire are destroying the third dimension. You don't have to look far. It's everywhere, all around you. It is crumbling slowly. So don't hang on too tightly. Focus on love and compassion. Just work on being nicer to people. A lot of people have a lot of spiritual knowledge, and I still see people attacking each other, not getting along. That's not going to do you any good if you can't learn how to get along with people and be nicer to people. It doesn't mean I have to be around everyone. I don't have to hang on to negative relationships or whatever. But it's about discernment. But I have to be nice to people. If I can't be nice to someone, there's something wrong with myself, not that other person. Mary Raquel. Spiritual strength. This card really is for everyone, and so are all these messages anyway. But literally, we have a spiritual strength that we're trying to build up. I'm literally trying to rebuild my body because I was on pharmaceuticals and it destroyed my body in a deep kind of way. And my soul. It really did a lot of soul damage too. It damaged my mind, my body, and my soul. So I'm really trying to rebuild my body and my aura and my spiritual strength. And that's the only thing that you're going to be able to ever attain here. So really just work on purifying your energy. I know that as a healer, what will make a healer stronger is how pure your vessel is, how pure your inner temple is. It will make you more powerful. So based on that, me and my twin flame, our whole life is just trying to purify our inner temple, become more pure, etc. So just really work on spiritual strength. Rachel Sims, good morning. Wisdom. Amazing. All the wisdom you need is in your DNA. It's locked in your DNA. And sometimes it can feel like we go through bad experiences here, or we've messed up, or things aren't going as planned. I hate to be the one to tell you that you plan out your whole life before you came here. So every single experience, whether you liked it or not, you actually picked before you came here for your soul's evolution. You picked your parents. You picked your DNA sequences, you picked everything about this. So we need to meditate, we need to go within, and we need to access these strands of DNA. Humanity is going from 2 strands to 12 strands of DNA, which scientists never even really studied. I went to school for a lot of science. I had a lot of science, academic background in science. And even when I was going to college, scientists didn't really understand a lot about DNA, any but the 2 that were already turned on and active. I personally believe we have infinite strands of DNA, as well as infinite chakras that are sort of like a ladder to heaven. So just really work on accessing this knowledge, this wisdom. It's within you. Michelle Cooper. Material and spiritual prosperity. If you work on your spiritual aspects of yourself, material prosperity will follow. And if you're not working on it, you'll live in lack. So literally just work on spiritual prosperity and everything else will fall into place. We live in a manifest reality, so you're responsible for your material state at all times. Money is an energy. I don't believe that money is the root of all problems. I believe that greed is more of the root of these problems, and that you're seeing a handful of very greedy people that are destroying the world, and that most people aren't the problem, and we're all mostly just slave class and dealing with these problems from a few greedy select people. Shannon Von Dyke. Emotional loss. Work on healing your heart chakra. I'm going to tell you what turned off those strands of DNA was us closing our heart chakras. Our heart chakras are actually like a powerful porthole that will determine what density you have access to and what knowledge you have access to. So someone with a closed heart chakra would be narcissistic. I see a lot of people like in these kind of support groups for narcissists, and a lot of people have been affected by that. It's just part of the empath's path of coming into power. But all a narcissistic person is someone with a closed heart chakra. So we have to open our heart chakras. We have to just have them keep expanding and working on having more love and more compassion. I know that you've probably dealt with negative people in your life. I'm sure we all have, right? Remember, everyone is you. It's a reflection of you. So it's you that has to change. It's not everyone else, even though we'd like to think that. Just try taking a deeper look at your own life, working on healing any past pain, grief, trauma, etc. Robin Warner, good morning. Good morning. I'm trying to get back in the swing of things. I just had like 5 days off with my twin flame, so it was really nice, but I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. But I'm going to try to go live all week. Monday through Thursday. Triumph and success. Literally. You already know you're so successful in what you're doing. I was just coming to remind you to focus on manifesting and focus on what you want, not what you don't want for the next, till the moon. So for the next couple days, just really focus on what you want. Stay positive. So for me, that looks like I am drawing Reiki students to me in energy work. And I'm focusing on what I want, not what I don't want. I'm not focusing on how bad things are. I'm focusing on how good things are around me and the things that I like. Desiree Lewis, I'm doing great. Patience. I'm learning patience while all this. Sometimes I feel a little in over my head on a daily basis. It's okay. The universe will never give us more than we can handle. So the universe knows my breaking point better than I do. So I'm just learning patience. I'm learning how to deal with it and how to stay high vibe all the time despite what's going on around me. We have to come to a place where the whole world's going to be falling apart soon around us. The world as we know it is going to get much worse. So we have to learn how to stay grounded. So when the whole world's falling apart, hopefully I'm like, chilling and I'm okay and I'm not affected, because you don't want to crumble with it. Joseph Loving. Material harvest. I see I've probably done like 7 cards, if that. And literally most of them are like abundance, material harvest. You're noticing a theme. This moon is going to bring abundance and material harvest. This is for everyone. So work on manifesting what you want. If it's money you want, focus on it. Work on manifesting it. We really can manifest something out of nothing easily. Like Jesus manifesting fish or wine is quite possible. The problem is we've been so limited and trained to believe that it isn't. You have to believe it to be able to do it. So we're really working on unlimiting our minds, and we're learning how to manifest the things that we want more easily. Jen Circe Thornley. Mental conflict. This is my twin flames card. I know you think that voice in your head is yours, but I mean, it's not. You're the one listening to it. It's not even you. And if you're hearing that ego voice in your head, you need to learn how to silence it and conquer it. We don't see evil and light play out per se. It's not going to be like this fight on good and evil. We actually do see a lot of darkness. It's our own darkness. Any darkness you're seeing in the world is just a reflection of what is inside of you. And we have to conquer that darkness, and we have to conquer our ego. And so we spend a lot of our lives learning how to be this personality, learning how to be this person. And we have to believe that we're this person and we're separate. It's just part of the journey. But just know that that voice is not yours in your head, and you have to learn how to conquer it. Manifestation is not the same as spell work. I look at manifesting as magic, though. I don't do spell work or anything to do with any kind of light or dark magic. I'm not into it. I learned valuable lessons in a past life regarding dark magic, so I stay far away from it. But I look at manifesting as magic. I look at synchronicity as magic. I see magic every day around us. Every day, all around us. There's magic all around me right now. You just can't see it because we can only see usually to the 3rd dimension, or our cameras can't pick it up, or our eyes can't pick it up. But that doesn't mean it's not there. So yeah, it's much different, but I look at manifesting as magic. And learning how to manipulate the energy around us. My kind of magic, my idea of magic is learning the laws of the universe and learning how to use them for my benefit. It's no different than what our controllers do, controlling humanity. They have a really good understanding of the laws of the universe and how they work, and they're not breaking any rules, and they're allowed to do this. So it's just really important to know that everything is magic around us. Amanda Mamasur, good morning. The waiting game, I hope not. I hope you're not waiting for Jesus or a boyfriend or your Messiah or some superhero or Spider-Man. I hope you're not waiting for anyone to come save you, because you know, I waited my whole life and I'm still waiting if I'm waiting for someone. Or we can just kind of take control and try to change things and do it ourselves. So I would recommend taking control of your life at some point. We have to stop playing the victim. Oh, it's so-and-so's fault. Oh, my life sucks because of so-and-so. Oh, it's my parents' fault. Oh, it's my boyfriend's fault. Oh, whatever. We have to stop playing the victim and step into the role of the hero. We're on a hero's journey, all of us. And we start off feeling really powerless and separate, and we're supposed to go back to being one and being connected with all and everyone, which is more like a feeling. I know a lot of people like to speak about it and talk about it, but try living it, try feeling it, try getting out into nature and being one with nature and the birds and everything. Try really being one with that homeless man on the corner. Try really being one with all of humanity, no one excluded, with everyone, not just who you pick and choose. Edgar Flores, good morning. Fertility. I always say this card can mean a baby if you want one, but it's a card of abundance. It's usually a monetary card. So you have abundance coming your way. This is probably one of the best cards in the deck too. Fiona Ellis. Work on your throat chakra. Sorry, I'm trying to read it. You need to pray to put yourself in white light. This is a good time to insert this. Everyone every day should be praying to put themselves in white light, because otherwise our energy is wide open. And we all know what that looks like. I don't know if you've ever gone to, like, I went to a sports game last week, which they had a losing game, and had to, like, I watched everyone have their energy siphoned right out of them. So I know you've had experiences in one regard or another where you felt completely drained till you could rest and recharge and get a night's worth of sleep. So humanity's really getting drained from afar right now. So all you have to do is pray and ask to be put in white light. It's that easy, and you'll be protected for the day. So I think that when everyone wakes up, you should just get used to praying to put yourself in white light. I pray every morning and say I'm grateful just to be here. And doing that just every morning, I try to do it in the shower so I don't forget, literally is rewiring my entire brain to be positive. There are a lot of negative circumstances that can rewire people's brains. We've seen it with cigarettes, with addiction, with things like that, where it will completely rewire your brain in a negative way. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to rewire our brain in a positive way. I would get used to saying you're grateful just to be here every day. I don't know about you guys, I am. There's a shot you might not wake up in this matrix. It happens at some point in time, right? So I'm just very grateful to be here. I would try to get used to praying and saying that, because it will do amazing things. It's been scientifically proven to rewire your whole brain. Work on protecting yourself, Fiona. Work on your throat chakra too. It's really blocked. Work on speaking your truth. Denise Michelle Coffee. Solar plexus, yes. You're going to work on taking salt baths and getting into nature more, because as an empath, we're taking on a lot of lower energies. That's why I spend a lot of time alone and recharging. So just be aware of that. Try to use more salt. Salt is available anywhere you live. I don't care what country you live in. They're dumping it all in our food in some form. And so there's got to be some kind of salt form where you live. Any kind of salt. Epsom salt, Himalayan salt, sea salt, I use Dead Sea salt, whatever. Any kind of salt, just start taking salt baths. It will do amazing things for your aura. Candace Smith, power. You're vibrating quite high because I keep running into you, and my vibe is going to determine who I'm around and who I'm not around. Nothing more. So you're vibrating quite high, you're stepping into your power quite nicely, and you're doing really good. So just keep vibing high and working on being in control of your vibration. We have to take control of our vibration. It's the only thing we can control in this matrix, believe it or not. I know a lot of people think we have a lot of control. I'm here to tell you we really don't. you should probably just hand it over to God. We don't have as much control as we like to think. The only thing we really can control is our energy and our vibration. So when you can stay a certain vibration and have drama around you and not be affected, then you've mastered your vibration. So just keep working on mastering your vibration. Jennifer Fields, balance. Literally, we have to come into balance first with ourselves, and then we do it with our twin flame, which is the other half of our soul or our higher self. So first we're going to come into balance with ourselves and complete ourselves as a person. So just work at complete balance with yourself. Peace, love, and harmony. Vernon William. Hey, back. Hey, back. Emotional withdrawal. This is my favorite card. It's where I want to be right now. It has the beach, it has nature, it has meditation, it has all the things I'm constantly trying to teach you guys. Literally withdraw, unplug. I'm gonna be here but not be here this week. Literally, I like to withdraw during these moon energies. That way, I can keep my thoughts more pure and I'm not being influenced by outside sources. So I like to spend more time alone, more time meditating, more time recharging. Yes, Shannon Von Dyke. It's so hard to be gentle with everyone. I don't know. I just saw it with someone that we were trying to help in our group and they went completely crazy. It really made me, I was watching, as an outside observer, I was watching a scenario between two people, and, you know, I think that people are just so broken, a lot of people, that we don't understand that a lot of people, to get to this point, have been through so much. We all have. We've all been through a lot. And I think now people are healing and people are at all different levels. So there are those that we're trying to help and we're trying to rescue that are going to kind of attack like a caged animal. Like people aren't used to it. People aren't used to kindness and compassion and things like that because of where we've ended up and how far gone a lot of societies are and stuff. So just try to be more gentle with people. People are healing. Those that are stuck most in ego will hold on to their beliefs and trying to be right and you're wrong and whatever. And they can be right all day long. It's cool. But just be aware of that. That's ego flaring up because the ego knows that it's going to die in this process. I don't know about you guys, but my ego had to completely die so that I can merge and become my higher self permanently. So the ego, I've heard people say like, am I going to die? Oh my God, I feel like I'm going to die. And I think it's kind of funny, but yeah, you are. Your ego is going to die, hopefully. So just know that a lot of people, even though they're posting spiritual memes and enlightened stuff, they might not be quite there yet. I always forget that. I see spiritual memes and posts and I just think everyone's enlightened and everyone's just at different levels. Just try to be more kind. That's all any religion was ever teaching, was to be nice to everyone because everyone is you a different life. You've done every life in this matrix, so those people that you hate or your parents you hate, that was you in a past life and you're wrapped up with these people karmically to pay off how you behaved, to teach, and so we're supposed to change. That's all we can really do here. So, just really vibrate higher, have more compassion because that is you in a past life. And one day we'll get to see the bigger picture and it's really hard because we have very limited information here. So we just kind of act accordingly. And all of our beliefs, all of everything has been infiltrated by dark sources. It's all around us, injecting negativity everywhere. I mean, all you see is like ads, pharmaceuticals, toxins, pollution, whatever. Just junk everywhere, debris everywhere, that we're really going through like a transformation. So just be patient, just be aware that a lot of people are being influenced by outside sources, chemicals, negative entities, all sorts of things. And people at their core would not act like that. People at their core would not say nasty things like that. People at their core would not be lashing out on another like that. It's just where we've ended up, and just try to be more patient with it. Oh, but here's your card, Shannon. Accelerated motion. Literally, things are picking up intensity. We're about to have a really fast week, too. Like, literally, with this moon energy, it's just going to kind of do like a whirlwind. You're all being upgraded right now, too. So drink more water with this moon energy, because really moon energy is about purifying and purging all the time. So just be aware of that. Things are going to pick up this week. Make sure you're working on purifying. We just purified and cleaned our whole house. Purify your house, clean your space, make sure your space matches the inner matches the outer matches the inner. Clean up your house, purify it, things like that. Amber Hutchinson. Moving on. You're moving on from anyone and anything not serving you all the time. And sometimes we can't see everything, we can't hear everyone's thoughts, whatever. The universe does. The universe is constantly removing people that aren't serving us. So sometimes that can be lonely. It can look like your friends are getting removed or your family. Just go with the flow and let it happen. The universe definitely knows best. Ashley Taylor. Work on your heart chakra, literally. We have to let go of this past grief, pain, etc. Everyone goes through a process here and has to break their heart chakra completely, pretty much. We all have to break our hearts in some capacity. It could have been a lover, a family member dying, a child, whatever. Whatever circumstance, we have to go through some type of pain to kind of transform our ego and become our higher selves. Just be aware of that and work on opening it to love and compassion. It's only in breaking our heart chakra that the universe opens us up to unconditional love. Yes, Denise, I'm going live all week, I swear. So I'm really tired. I'm trying to get back in the swing of it, but I'm going to go live all week, Monday through Thursday this week. Ian Mullins, truth. Literally, you're seeking truth and wisdom, and like I said, it's all within you. It's all in your DNA. We're not going to get this truth from reading books about things that we don't even know if they were accurate because people weren't really there, and it's just so distorted. Everything's just distorted at this point. It doesn't matter what religion you're looking at, whatever. So if you want truth, meditate, go within, get into nature, and download it from the universe directly. When I woke up, I used to read a lot of stuff on Google, and I would read a lot of stuff on Google, and now I don't watch videos, I don't read stuff on Google, I don't read books anymore. I literally just download anything I want directly from the universe. It also took me a long time to unprogram myself from the stuff I had read when I woke up, because I believed a lot of that stuff to be truth, and then it took me to changing my perception, to seeing things differently, and kind of figuring it out. So I would recommend anyone going within for knowledge. Sarah Jackson. Financial and material changes. Literally. If you work on your soul and your spirit, literally everything else will follow. We're mind, body, soul complexes, so we had to work on all three. But if you work on your soul, your material situation will change. Ali Menez, you got this job interview too. You're going to do really good with it. Jenny McLee. Spell work is something other than you're saying. I'm not talking about spell work in any capacity. I am against magic, and I'm against it being used on me. I'm just going to use my free will in that way. You can use it to do magic. It's cool. I just am not with it. I learned valuable lessons in past lives, like I said. So I wasn't talking about spell work ever. I'm talking about manifesting and recognizing the magic around us every day, more in an energy capacity. Jenny McNeely. I'm not teaching magic. I'm teaching people how to stay positive and to rewire their brains, and just teaching people my spiritual truth. So it has nothing to do with magic. I just want to make that clear. I also have nothing to do with New Age movements, religion of any kind, or any affiliations with anything. I'm just teaching what I've been through and my perspective. Suffering in silence. You're deeply connected with me. That's how I'm able to do energy work. It doesn't matter where you are on the planet. I can affect you anywhere you are. So we only have one energy. We only have one consciousness. Even though people might feel separate or in pain or whatever, we actually are all deeply connected, and we share an energy. Brenda Rogers. Conflict and defeat. Like I'm saying, it's time to admit defeat. We don't have control over any of this anyway. Eventually, you just had to give up. I had to give up what I wanted in my life for the good of all at some point. And it's been very, very rewarding in a different type of way. than I can even describe to people. Like, it's just so rewarding to see me making a positive ripple effect and positively affecting people. Whereas when I was like really medicated and stuff, I feel like I was making a negative ripple effect with my actions and my words and stuff. And now I'm making a very positive ripple effect with my twin flame. And it's just amazing to watch. Just hand it over to God eventually, because you already have a plan. Kathy M. Berger. Good morning, universe. You literally are a starseed, and the universe is a big place. I wanted to also touch base on that too, so it's a good time to say this. I had someone say that something about Pleiadians, and I hear people all the time, you know, I'm a Lyrian starseed, I'm a Blu-ray angel, and I'm all this. I just want to say that I think the souls are vast. I think that you're made of an energy. It's an I am that I am type of energy. It's an infinite energy. It's the same energy that made the cosmos, and that our souls are so vast. So I can say, yeah, you're a starseed, but just know you've been many things. You weren't always human. You've taken on many forms. This energy can take on a tree, a cat, just be loose, be a light body, whatever. So we've all had many forms. But just know you're a starseed, and that your mission is to seed this planet with love and compassion. Humberto, good morning. Good morning. You're working on your root chakra. We have to let go of fear, like completely. I mean, eradicate it. And I say that I have done that, but then I see things and I'm like, oh wow. So we really have to let go of all of our fears. Otherwise they just play out in this realm and become dangerous. So literally let go of fear completely. And everything that you want is on the other side of that fear. So we have to kind of cross over that fear and be okay with it. Kat Pakura. You would love a male companion. Well, the universe already knows what you want, believe it or not. That's why you get the American Dream card with the spiritual rainbow. This is a twin flame card. This is why I'm drawing a lot of people to me. Would be for healing and reunion with your twin flame. That's why I'm drawing the majority of people to me anyway. I'm in a twin flame union, which is very spiritual, very divine. It's a different kind of love. I guess in the third dimension, a lot of love is control and power dramas and control dramas. And we are bringing a new paradigm of love to earth. It's an unconditional love. It's a I love you no matter what you do. You might make bad choices and I might not agree with them, but I respect and understand that's your path and that mine might just be different. And so I have unconditional love for you guys, which is something different. It means no matter what, I'm going to love you. So it's just something different. This is what we're teaching, and we can't get to that love unless we love ourselves unconditionally. So once you love yourself unconditionally, and that means all your flaws and everything, then you'll be ready to be with your twin flame. Thanks, Denise. Amanda Gibson. Temptation. I can give you a heads up. You're being tested. We all are right now. I'm getting tested with all the little mad faces, but I'm cool with it. Literally, you're being tested to see your reaction. Just be okay with it. Know that it could look like a homeless person that needs your help or money, or it could just look like a person needing your assistance, or like a friend that needs advice. You're being tested. Watch out for it, because you're going to do amazing on it. You're going to know. So we're all being leveled up right now. That's why these energies can feel intense, whatever. So just drink more water, watch out for it, and just know we're all being tested. Earth is a school. That's really what it is. It's a creator school. We're learning how to be co-creators, so we get tested a lot. And it can look like all different things. Danny Merchant saying, good morning. You're working on your third eye, which is amazing news. Because a lot of the people that watch my videos regularly are going from working on their lower chakras to their upper ones. And we're eventually going to get everyone out of this 7 chakra system. But first, people have to learn the 7 chakras and the basics of keeping them all open. So just work on your third eye, literally. You could throw some coconut oil into your diet if you're not already. Melatonin is really good for your third eye. I take it every night. And I just know it's really good because it regulates your sleep schedule, and it's not bad to throw in your schedule. Who's making the mad faces? I would say all the haters that we're gathering, but we're slowly eliminating these people, so I'm really glad when they show themselves. I'm trying to think of some more like controversial posts that we can throw up in our New World Earth United group, so I can draw them all out and just get rid of all of them. I just don't have any good ideas. So if you guys want to, you know, the more controversial posts, the better. I'm monitoring all these posts heavily, and we're getting rid of these people. They can't help but expose themselves. They can't just watch my video and stay silent. They have to write something negative or attack. And if anything, I feel compassion, because that's the entities controlling them. It's not the people. So it's kind of hard. It's a hard situation. But at any rate, I'm trying to find out, I'm going to think of some really controversial post ideas, so bear with me, and we'll try to draw these trolls out, and we'll get rid of them. That's what we're doing slowly. I think we blocked like 20, me and Sparks blocked like 25 people in the last 24 hours from our group, so we are monitoring, patrolling. If anyone ever sees any negativity in our group, just shoot us a name and we'll block the person. I think that if we work together, we can really make this a positive place. So I know that Facebook, when I first started coming on here, it kind of had like a negative kind of vibe, really it's kind of like a CIA project to spy on people. But we're taking something that was originally very negative and we're making it like a positive space. We're using it to affect consciousness, and it's going great. So there is a little bit of a backslash, just deal with it. As soon as I get off this video, I'm going to go permanently ban these people. So we're on it. Just kind of ignore it. Shoot, if you're in the New World Earth United group and you see it, shoot us a name. We'll block the person. Let's get rid of it. Let's vibrate too high for it. And whose card was I on? Lisa Jane. Hi from Australia. I went early on purpose so I could catch. Hi Nikki Baba. Hi everyone in Australia. I like to catch everyone in the UK, Australia, and the US at once. So I'll be live again the same time all week long. So literally work on becoming your higher self and defeating the ego. Literally, because there's multiple components we have. Just know that ego path is only going to bring you to material satisfaction, etc. And if you follow your soul, it will bring you somewhere amazing. Leonda Satir. Memories of love. Literally. Nostalgia. View these memories and pay attention to what you're being shown, and just view them and let them go. You have to work on becoming lighter, so you have to let go of that nostalgia. And I had a lot of that too, especially when I was going through like the dark night of the soul. So literally just know that you're going to view these memories, process them, and become lighter. Amanda Gibson. The angry person just needs love. You notice they don't turn off the video though? If I was watching such a horrible video, right? Wait. If I was watching such a horrible video that I hated, first off, I have a very short attention span. So as much as I love everyone, I do try to watch feeds, but are you kidding? I barely watch live feeds, but when I do, if I hated it, I would just turn it off. But you notice they don't turn it off. They hang on, and they hang on. Yeah, they do need love, and they need healed. So, I actually already saw all this, and I'm putting all of you in the light of Christ consciousness anyway watching this, so it's kind of healing a person anyway, so it's kind of a trap. Yes, they just need love. Literally, love will break through. I don't care, divine love anyway, not this flimsy 3D conditional love that just falls apart under stress. Not that love, but divine unconditional love will permeate even the toughest characters. I wanted to say also that darkness is not real, and that it's a word just used to describe light, and it just means lack of light. It's less light, lack of light, not having as much light as someone would like. So really, even the most dark entities, okay, if you even want to say Satan, eventually even Satan goes to the light. We all have to go to the light. So you can have the most negative entity ever, but eventually they have to go to the light. So it's kind of an illusion. We all seek the light. We all are seeking the same thing. Even if you have a negative entity that is feeding on another human, they're feeding on the same light that they say they don't want. So we're really all seeking light. Darkness is an illusion. That just means the person needs healed and needs some more light, apparently. So we have to start looking at things differently, and I love how you can see that too. It's amazing. So Shannon Von Dyke, prosperity is going to begin for you. That's so true. They just need love, and that's why prosperity is beginning for you, because you've shifted your perspective. And I think it's amazing. So just stay positive, stay focused on the light and love. Sonia Jamez, good morning. Recognition and reward. Literally, you're doing such a good job. This is the universe like patting you on the back card, telling you you're doing good. Anyone who's watching this video contracted to learn with me in some capacity, and you're right where you should be. So you're doing a really good job, and this will help you expand your consciousness. Josh Barrett, you have the same elephant thing. My grandmother used to collect elephants when I was a kid. I believe it's one of my totem animals. I have 3 of them, but I think we all do. But it's one of my totem animals. My grandmother used to collect elephants, and they're a good symbol of wisdom. So they're one of my favorite animals. Work on letting go of fear and laying that firm foundation. Literally, we have to let go of fear because it really keeps us blocked in the lower chakras. So we have to move out of that. We have to move more into the compassion area, the wisdom area, whatever. We have to move out of those lower areas. Let go of fear completely. Let's see. Allie Butler. Yes, you are. You completely are. You're going to stay positive about it. You're going to know that you're going to get this job, and you're going to stay grounded. You need to get outside into nature more, take a salt bath, clean your aura, stay positive, kind of get out of this funk. So go into nature, take a salt bath, and stay really positive, and you can manifest anything you want in the next couple days. Cassie Barnes, it's freezing. I'm about to get off. I'm like rough energy today. I already knew that. Welcome back, right? Cassie, you're working on discontent and boredom, and you're really doing really good on your mission. Don't be bored with it. Your mission is to be a mom right now, and it can sound like, well, I want a different mission. I want something more exciting, right? My mission really is just to be a wife right now. So that is your mission. You're already doing really good with it, and don't be bored with it. Rebecca Cavan, positive movement forward. Literally, stay really positive. That's why I had to go live today. I didn't really feel like it, but I had to do it because we have to stay really positive during this moon energy. Positive movement forward. Stay positive and you can manifest anything that you want. Just focus on drawing it to you. I'm learning how to do that with people too. Sounds really weird, but people are like magnets, and we can magnet people to us or repel them. So I'm learning how to do the same things with people. Just work on staying really positive. Elizabeth Hubble, heartache and loss. Literally, work on processing any past pain. I think it's like a theme of the day. I've said it like 3 times. Work on processing any past pain, any grief, etc., and becoming lighter. So just work on loving more. And you're in a lovely union, a spiritual union. So just work on loving more. Literally, that's how we can get closer to God, is by loving people more. Sounds really crazy. Angelica Ange, Hope. Well, you're an energy worker. I like this because there's the little guy in there, if you can see it. You're an energy worker. This is a light ball. It is used for healing and things like that. So you're definitely an energy worker, but it's my intent to draw the healers back to me. I'm not sure in what regard. I don't have all the answers yet, but I'm drawing the healers back to me. So either if you are into Reiki, that's amazing. If you're not yet, maybe check out Reiki classes. That was a really good start on my journey. Terry Lynn, spiritual union. Yes, this is the goal for everyone. So this is kind of like a collective card. If you didn't get a card, this is for you. I'm going to have this be the last card, and I'm going to make it a message for everyone. Literally, the whole point of this matrix is spiritual union. So every relationship you're in should get better, not worse, because as you change, the mirror that you're seeing should be changing. So the end goal is a spiritual union, a spiritual relationship. You can always make your relationship spiritual if it's not yet, right now. You can always make it spiritual. You can always work on the relationship you have, or you're getting ready for someone. So literally just focus on coming more into union with yourself. Through that self-love, it will change the reflection of what you're seeing in the world. So if I love myself completely, I'm going to love what I'm seeing back. if I'm not loving myself completely, I'm going to get things reflected back that I don't like to change. So just be aware of that. We're all getting ready for spiritual love. 2017 is going to be a year of abundance and love, and we're going to make this happen by kind of taking control of our lives. I'm going to let you guys go on that note because there's kind of intense energy. I want to do some weeding out of it, but I will be back again live same time tomorrow morning. So have a really high vibe day, stay positive, and I'm sending you guys all a ton of energy.